I love backpacking in the Wind River Mountains in southwestern Wyoming, south of Grand Teton and Yellowstone National Parks. This map of the West shows kind of where the Wind Rivers are located, 80 miles of incredible mountains for backpacking. This is a map of our overall route, starting at the Big Sandy Trailhead at the bottom, going to a base camp at the top. Our backpack was in late August, and these are the 6 friends I went with. Starting on the left, Bob Perlag, Joan Tomlinson, Steve Hancock, myself, Tommy Pritchard, and Beverly Smith, and John Dunlap. Well, this is the Big Sandy Trailhead for the Wind Rivers, and incredibly crowded. We lucked up getting a space of somebody that had just left. We met Bob here, and that's our vehicle there. 7-person van. We're just about packed up. It's going to be close to 12 by the time we start, I guess. Beautiful blue sky. A little smoky, but you can't smell it. But God, it's just amazing the numbers of people that are hiking here, backpacking. They're parked all the way down that access road for maybe half a mile or more. And here we go. Just past the trailhead sign. Here's a map showing our route for day 1, starting at Big Sandy Trailhead at the bottom, going to Divide Lake at the top, about 3.8 miles. First junction, right below us, is Big Sandy Creek. Beautiful. Actually, Big Sandy River. Doesn't look much like a river, but it's certainly beautiful. We stop at Meeks Lake for lunch, and 2 moose out there. Nice lunch spot. Close to 1 o'clock. Yeah, I got to see them get out. Good swimmers for sure. Here's the dividing point. You go up to the right to Big Sandy Lake, over to the Cirque of the Towers. We're going left toward Dad's Lake. And then on up to the East Fork and Mays Lake. Okay, we're getting started on our Wind Rivers backpack, late August 2021. There's 7 of us: Bob, Beverly and John, Tommy, Steve, Joan, and me. I think that's 7. And we flew to Salt Lake City, most of us. Bob and Steve drove out with their wives and their campers, and the wives are doing something else. And the rest of us drove up in a van this morning to the trailhead, big Sandy Trailhead, for the Bridger National Forest, and I guess it's Bridger Wilderness too, maybe, that we're going to be going into. The trailhead was incredibly crowded, but most of the people were going, I think, to the Cirque of the Towers, whereas we're going to the East Fork River Valley. We had lunch back a ways at Meek's Cabin Lake, great spot, and amazingly two moose were feeding across the way, and then they swam across the lake as we were ready to go. Sunny this morning, it's cloudy now, hopefully no rain. Temperatures are great for hiking. Only question is whether it's going to be really cold tonight or not, but people say it's down toward freezing but not freezing, so we shall see. We're heading to Divide Lake, 3.5 miles from the trailhead. Elevation climb of something over 600 feet, I guess. They've had some hellacious windstorms here, some really nasty blowdowns along the trail. Well, our campsite for the first night, Thursday night, is right over there in those woods, and we're right below Divide Lake. The trail is on the Continental Divide Trail. The trail we're on is down below that, about several hundred feet actually. Here's the outflow stream of Divide Lake, and you'll see in a second why we picked it. It's really a beautiful lake with some beautiful mountains above it, and probably the best of all are the water lilies, blooming yellow water lilies. Where's Monet when you need him? Not a big lake, but certainly pretty. And a close-up of the water lilies. And again, the outflow stream that goes right beside our camp and goes down toward, I think, the East Fork, where we're going to be spending the rest of the trip. I'm going to do a quick video. Who doesn't like this campsite? Tommy's hiding over there.
I think Will Skelton didn't like it when we first came.
That's true. I was wrong. I picked it and then didn't like it because I suggested we stay here, of course. So everybody think it's great?
I had to come up the hill twice, by the way.
That's
just
true.
To make sure that you could get here.
Yeah, that's true. And I appreciate that. And is anybody having any really good food tonight?
Absolutely.
What are you all having? That's really good. Oh, hamburgers.
An hamburger and green peas.
Whoa. Anybody having anything close to that?
I'm having homemade something. Tofu, veggies, okra, mini pasta, and brown rice.
Okay.
This concoction.
And I'm having teriyaki rice noodles, I guess.
Rice and chicken crunch.
And Bob's having Mountain House over there, looks like. What is it, Bob?
It's just chicken and rice.
Okay, right.
That's by 2047.
Right. And here's Divide Lake, and late in the day, around 6:30. Water lilies blooming. High mountains up there, reflecting down into the water. Quite a nice place. Great campsite. It's getting cooler. Going to be cold tonight, but the wind has stopped blowing. Our campsite is scattered out in the woods. That's me there, Bob over there, and Joan is kind of hidden right behind those trees. Has a tent just like mine, big against tighter wall. Right there is Steve, I think. Tommy, maybe. Steve over there. And over there is Belvry and John. And no fires are allowed, so we can't build a fire. We cooked in the distance over there. Here are a couple of photographs of the sun as it set. Quite a beautiful sight. Our route on day 2 went from Divide Lake at the bottom to Marms Lake at the top. Day 2, starting out around 9:30, going down from Divide Lake to the valley below and the Continental Divide Trail on the other side of the valley there. And then we're going to be going right down to Fish Creek Valley, Miura Lake, Dad's Lake. And the CDT goes that way. Well, we came from Divide Lake, which is below that big mountain there, somewhere there, on the Continental Divide Trail, and we're going to that valley up there, East Fork River Valley. A lot of haze today, so you can't see totally good, but it's a beautiful valley with high mountains, including Mount Bonneville, which is the highest around here in the distance, I guess. This is a view of part of Fish Creek Park. We're heading across it and to the mountains above in the distance. Succession of lakes. First Miura, then Dad's, then Marms, where we're spending the night up that way. There's Tommy heading down into the side anyway of Fish Creek Park, and there's the rest of our group on the other side. Way ahead of me, of course. Tommy stopped to take some pictures and whatever. Fish Creek Park right there. Lots of wet land, and the trail used to go right through the middle of it. Looking right down on Fish Creek Park. In the west, they call these open grassy areas and marshy areas parks often. So here's the first lake today, new lake today, Miura Lake. For a number of hikers, but not a lot. Here I'm coming down to the second lake for the day, Dad's Lake. It's a big one with islands in the middle and a lot of campsites, apparently, some guy told me. We're going off to the right. Here's a last look at Dad's Lake from the eastern end. And here's the absolute eastern end of Dad's Lake. The lake kind of changes to a marsh. This is a small waterfall at the very head of the park, at the head of Dad's Lake. Big grassy area, kind of somewhat wet. And down there is Dad's Lake that I'm leaving behind. we were at Marms Lake. The others were waiting on me right over there, which is a pretty good campsite, but several of them wanted to go on, hoping to find something better on the other side of the lake. So we're heading on up to check that side out. Where we're going is up that valley right there to Skull Lake, and then Maze Lake, where our layover campsite's going to be, base camp. This is another beautiful lake. White boulders, and brown grass, and white mountains above, big mountains in the back. Over 10,000 foot for sure, 12,000 or so, I guess. Here's a llama train. Lots of llamas. They're stop taking a rest, I guess. Don't know whether they're coming or going. The llama is furiously chewing there. Well, there's Marms Lake, the upper end, and trail divides here. To the left, the CDT Continental Divide Trail goes on north, but we're taking, I think, the Haley Pass or whatever trail that goes to the right here. We were, of course, too late for the really good wildflowers, but there were a few, and here's a couple of photographs. The second one with a fly and a butterfly on it. Here's where we're going to camp, on that little level spot there, I guess. We were over there just a few minutes ago. It's around 5:30. We've been lazing away the afternoon here at Marm Lake. We got here at 2. Everything was set up, and all by 3:30 or so. I actually took a nap in my tent. Bob's been fishing, and we've been just hanging out here. It's a beautiful day. Hard wind. It's kind of cool, but otherwise it's very nice, and probably around 70 degrees. I've got a great tent site here overlooking the lake. And down there is the rest of our group. And we're going to be cooking dinner, I expect, fairly soon. Here are a couple of photographs of Bob fishing, and he was very successful at catching brook trout. We just finished dinner right above the lake beyond the tents there. And everybody's putting stuff away, waiting on the sun to set, which won't be long. And for the second night in a row, we had a pretty good sunset over Marms Lake this time.